If you're not generating insane amounts of passive income in the crypto space, that's on you. Exhibit A, this tweet claiming they had $100 in crypto passive income in the month of January, and in February, it's $4,500 per month, and this is just the beginning. You may be saying, what happens if they liquidated a ton of other assets, moved it into crypto, and they're getting something like 10% on 600,000? That's reasonable, and that may explain the jump. Valid point. And someone asked the reasonable question, how much capital was required to procure that monthly income? And the response, around $4,000. Bro, $4,500 a month in passive income from $4,000 in investments. That is the greatest money glitch I've ever seen. On that simple 113% monthly return, after 12 months, you can take that $4,000 and turn it into, 33 million. No biggie. The point of this video is not to target these influencers. I think everyone knows what's going on with the clickbait, whatever. They'll get destroyed by their own followers when the stuff doesn't turn out to be sustainable. No. Be connected. But I do want to talk about the nodes as a service and how it can be legitimate versus when it comes to these new projects that I see popping up. If we use something like Ethereum as an example of what a node and a client is, a node refers to a running piece of client software. A node is any physical device within a network or other tools that are able to send, receive, or forward information. If you want to support the network, you can actually run your own node, whether it's full, light, or archive. You can actually get involved with Ethereum. I'm not going to get into the technicals of how nodes work, but nodes as a service would be the infrastructure that's supporting different blockchains. And these nodes that are set up get paid. So there's nothing inherently wrong with nodes as a service. It's just I see these projects come in and you're able to buy into these nodes, and in return, you get these ridiculous payouts. Let's dive into one example that I was looking at, Thor Financial. When you go to the website, the first thing you'll notice is that they talk about passive income a lot. They mention multi-chain yield farming, unbeatable yield potential, they're in diversified DeFi, accumulate passive income. Everything is about basically making money, and it never really explains how do they actually pick the projects that they're investing in, whether it's DeFi, staking pools, NFTs. They just throw a lot of buzzwords. The big thing is buying nodes. You buy these Thor nodes, and in return, you get fixed returns on a daily basis. So cutting edge node is a service that provides you an opportunity to own a blockchain node. That sounds great. Passive income without the risk of rug pulls or scams. Wow, that's really reassuring. I mean, I don't want to come off as a hater, right? I'm trying to be objective as possible, but these are definitely red flags when I don't really see how they actually make the money. Where are they getting the revenue to make these payments? The other thing is there's no team or faces associated with the project, which I never love, because if there's no faces attached to the project, if somehow it does turn out to be a scam, then who do they go after? In terms of how it works, it's one sentence. Thor Financial invests in a number of promising DeFi initiatives and allocates incentives to node owners by combining returns from protocol-owned liquidity with returns from DeFi protocols across many chains. They don't exactly say how they pick these projects, what the returns are. If the decisions of what to do with the money is being made by a decentralized autonomous organization, what's the point of these nodes? When I create a node, it's not like I know it's being set up as a phantom validator node. I don't know what they're doing with the money. I just know I'm buying this node, and for doing that, I get Thor. The second piece is that people can also stake AVAX and Thor tokens as a liquidity pair, and this is actually legitimate. With any token, doesn't matter if I create a Colin coin, a Main Street Wolf coin, and pair it with AVAX, if I'm a liquidity provider for that pool, and people are buying Main Street Wolf coin or Colin coin, whatever, people can make liquidity fees from that. Of course, that's not risk-free either, because if the price of Colin coin or Main Street Wolf coin goes down, you deal with impairment loss. So usually the riskier the asset within the pairing, the higher APR that's required, or the higher fees that are expected to provide that liquidity. This is the part that really sucks people in, this whole thing of fixed income on a daily basis if you buy these nodes. So they have 4 different names, all related to kind of the Thor theme. This one, if you buy for 1.25 Thor, you get 0.02 Thor per day. day. If you buy the most expensive one, it's 78, but then you're earning 2.73 per day. The more expensive ones have a faster return, which makes sense. They want people to buy the more expensive nodes. I also found this flow chart that someone put together. Unfortunately, it's really blurry, so I'll probably just have to walk through it and just talk it out. In order to get involved, you first need to purchase Thor. You need to buy some AVAX, trade it through a liquidity pool, buy some Thor, then launch the app. And then you have a choice. You can either go back and actually be a liquidity provider. The big piece that I want to talk about, which I think brings in most people, are these nodes. On a daily basis, you get paid out these rewards. There's also these monthly maintenance fees that they basically talk about, saying for running these nodes, it does cost money, so you need to pay a certain amount. Logically, kind of makes sense. When you do claim your Thor that you're getting on a daily basis, you need to choose between either just getting paid out in Thor, or you compound and you actually just buy more nodes. Compound your money, never take it out of the system. What's weird and a red flag for me is the fact that if you do claim your Thor, there's a tax, a payment tax. It's trying to persuade you to keep the money compounding and keep it in the protocol versus selling your Thor and maybe putting downward pressure on the price itself. They also say the amount of tax that's collected is used for buybacks. This whole thing is to stabilize people from rushing out the door, make sure that there's no like huge liquidity crisis. For those of you wondering when the project came out, it was closer to December, so it's only been out for a few months, and the price fluctuations have been massive. I mean, it went up to 400, down to 16, back down to 80. So depending on when you bought your node, if you bought a node for $400 per Thor, you're probably having a rougher time than someone that bought it at 16. The project hasn't been around that long. So some people may say, well, it hasn't failed yet. Maybe this thing is sustainable. Well, your next red flag is the fact that they came out and said, we got to cut the rewards because we want the project to be sustainable. Well, if you're cutting the rewards, aren't you basically saying that you're paying out more than you're making? They're basically saying that, but some people will swing it as, oh, these guys are being good to us. They're lowering the rewards because they want to be more sustainable. That just means that they kind of see the writing on the wall, so they need to claw back the rewards. And if you bought a node earlier, well, your rewards per day are going to go down. Obviously, a huge flag. The biggest one for me, honestly, is that the rewards are fixed. If you are a node as a service company and you're dishing out the rewards that you're getting from investing in these DeFi protocols, acting as validators, all this stuff that nodes can do, wouldn't you think that the payout would be variable? Why is it fixed? It just doesn't make any sense. So let's go over some of the red flags. There's no team behind it. You have to buy Thor in order to get involved. If you sell your Thor instead of compounding it and keeping it in the system, you get penalized. They talk about the best returns, but they don't really tell you how they're getting those best returns. The payouts are fixed and not variable. I mean, there's just so many red flags. You still get people that were in early and they are making money. They'll probably be in the comments saying like, you don't understand it, it's not a scam. The same people said the same thing when I was talking about Wonderland, when it was like at 8,000. Now it's at like 300. This stuff is a way to funnel money to people that are earlier into the project, and the people that come in late or keep their money in the system because they make $5,000 a month, then they invest 10,000, 20,000, and then one day it's not worth anything, and then they say, hey, how did this happen? I got scammed. So I see Thor playing out in a couple ways. One, they can continue to reduce the rewards when they're possibly running out of money, and people will be upset. They'll leave this project, go to something else that's paying a higher rate. Whoever's kind of holding on to Thor ends up being screwed. Now, the second piece is they stay with these rates that aren't sustainable, and one day they'll just say, guys, there's no more money, and then it will crash and crash hard. So it's really for the people that are kind of on the fence about these projects. If you look up on YouTube, a lot of these are being promoted as easy money. For me, just putting out a video saying, hey, be cautious, this probably doesn't work out in the end. We'll see what happens, you know, a year out from now. We'll see if Thor Financial is still around. I can't say 100% it's a scam, but it's most likely a scam. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to Main Street Wolf, where we talk cryptocurrency investing, anything to do with money. Thanks guys for watching, and have a great day.